True life of an auntie, the spare room. When her youngest son moved out, the house didn't feel empty. It felt, or paused. Linda was 59 years old, living in a small semi-detached house in Manchester. The same house she and her husband bought 30 years ago with a loan that scared them both. Back then, every room had a purpose. Now, there was a spare room at the end of the hallway that stayed closed most days. The first week after her son left, she still washed his bedsheets. Out of habit. She folded them carefully and placed them back, even though no one was coming that weekend. Her husband, Tom, still worked full-time. He left at 7:30 every morning with a travel mug and a quickie "see you later." She always stood by the door until she heard the car pull away. Then the house went quiet. At first, she enjoyed it. No mess. No loud music. No rushing. But silence, when it stays too long, changes shape. By 10 a.m., she had already cleaned the kitchen. By 11, the laundry was done. By noon, there was nothing left that actually needed her. She made tea and sat at the dining table instead of in front of the TV. The table used to be loud. Homework. Arguments. Birthday cakes. Now it was just wood and space. She thought about getting a part-time job. Then she wondered who would even hire someone her age. She thought about joining a gym. Then she laughed quietly at herself. One afternoon, she opened the spare room window to let some air in. The room smelled like dust and old cologne. She sat on the edge of the bed and looked around. Posters still on the wall. A forgotten hoodie on the chair. A small crack near the ceiling they never fixed. She didn't cry. Instead, she realized something uncomfortable. For 30 years, her identity had been a mum. Schedules, packed lunches, parent evenings, football practice. Now, no one needed packed lunches. Her phone buzzed. A message from her son. "Hey Mum, busy week. I'll call Sunday." She stared at the screen for a moment before typing. No problem. Take your time. Sunday came. He forgot to call. She didn't mention it. That evening, she and Tom ate dinner in front of the TV. Halfway through, she muted it. "Do you ever feel strange?" she asked. Tom looked confused. "Strange how?" "Like, we finished something important." He thought for a second. Then shrugged. "That's life, Lynn." "That's life." She nodded, but inside she knew it was more than that. The next morning, instead of cleaning, she did something small but different. She took the bus into town. Not for groceries. Not for errands. Just to work. She wandered through shops she had passed for years without entering. She bought herself a notebook from a small stationery store. No reason. Just because she liked it. She sat in a cafe alone. At first, it felt awkward. She kept checking her phone like she was waiting for someone. Then she stopped. She watched people instead. Young mothers juggling toddlers. Students laughing too loudly. An older man reading a newspaper slowly. For the first time in months, she felt like part of the world again, not just someone maintaining a house. When she got home, the house still looked the same. But she didn't rush to clean anything. That evening, when Tom came home, she said, "I went into town today." He looked surprised. "Oh? What for?" She smiled slightly. "No reason." It wasn't a big change. She didn't move cities. She didn't start a new career. She just stopped waiting. Weeks passed. She turned the spare room into something else. Not a gym. Not a storage room. A small space with a chair, a lamp, and her notebook. Some evenings, she sat there and wrote. Not stories. Just thoughts. She wrote about the years that flew by. About how love can fill a house so much that you don't notice yourself disappearing inside it. Her son called more often eventually. Not because she complained, but because she stopped sounding like she was holding her breath. One night, as she closed the spare room door, she realized something simple. The house was never empty. It was just waiting for her to move back into her own life. And this time, she wasn't going to disappear quietly.